It is Manchester United's officially worst start in some 33 Premier League seasons. So, Merce, the question feels now, will he change or will the club make a change?
Well, he ain't changing. He's told us that, hasn't he?
We said even the Pope won't make him change.
Well, Pope's a City fan, so he ain't going to be fussed about what he says, is he? So, for me, I don't see him lasting too much longer. I don't. He's stuck in his ways, and I get his ways, don't get me wrong. He's managed, he's come through, done an unbelievable job at Sporting. He's got one of the best jobs in the world of football, and he got that for one reason, for playing the way he played at Sporting. Now he's come here and it hasn't gone, and he believes in the way he plays. And if he gets a sack here, he'll go to another club, he'll play free at the back, and he'll be successful. If he'd have gone to Chelsea, he'd have been a smash. He'd have been a hit. He'd have been amazing.
Really?
100%. Chelsea have the players to play free at the back. They've got wing-backs in Gusto, Cucurella, James. Even Neto could have played there. You know, they've got players that can get up and down. They're two of your most important players when you play free at the back. Your free defenders, you usually play free at the back because your defenders ain't very good, your centre-halves. So that's why you play free at the back. Then he's got two holding midfield players, which whether that be James comes in and plays with Casado or Lavia when he's fit. Then you've got Fernandes and Palmer with the lap up front, or João Pedro up front. There's so many options. You look at this Man United team and it's just not made for free at the back. It's just not made for it, and that's the problem. That is the problem for me. If he'd have gone to Chelsea, don't get me wrong, Maresco's doing a good job, but if he'd have gone, it would have suited the way he wants to play, and this is not. And I just think it's a matter of time. I'd be shocked if Chelsea didn't get a result. And if I was Chelsea today, I would go and match up.
Yeah,
I would match up because they've got better players all round the pitch in them positions.
And listen to Wayne Rooney talking this week on this, Clinton. I mean, he says under Amorim that they've got even worse. And you look at what we were talking about last year under Ten Hag, you think, well, how is that even possible? But you look at this table here, and a lot of people have been talking about this over the course of the last week or so, of the ever-present size, which obviously doesn't include the size that went down last season. Since he arrived at the club, they would sit absolutely squarely at the bottom on 31 points, only below Tottenham on goal difference. How have things got even worse under Amorim? Because there's the proof, they have.
Because he's a stubborn man. I just think he's stubborn. He can.
It's more than that, though,
no,
isn't it?
It is more than that. But let me tell you something. Why do you keep playing that formation? You can hear everyone saying it. Everyone in the press keeps saying to him, "Why you keep?" I know he lives and dies by that formation, but that's not helping him at Man United.
But he said in his press conference yesterday, and when he spoke to David Craig as well, brilliant interview, by the way, have a look at it on YouTube, and he talked about his philosophy. He talked about that being something that was lacking under Ten Hag, the lack of an identity as well. He's got an identity, he's got a philosophy,
his identity
but it's not working.
So you need a plan B. Most managers have a plan B.
But that's an admission of failure for him, though, isn't
but
it?
Sometimes if you want to keep your job, side, you have to hold your hand up.
Does he want to keep his job? So he keeps coming out and making comments,
what he's saying at the moment, who knows what's going to happen there? But you can see their best player is Bruno. But wait 1 minute, Wes. Their best player is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is not good in a 2. He is not good in a 2. You don't want to play him in one of the 10s because you've got Mbeumo, Cunha or Mason Mount, and you want him to get on the ball and make things happen. So why don't you go and say 4-3-3 and play him in the number 10 role where you see Bruno Fernandes has been brilliant for Man United for many years in that position. He's their best player. Get the best out of your best player, and he's not doing that at the moment. So no one is good enough.
Say he goes, right, and he goes today and he goes, you know what, I'll go 4-3-3 or I'll go 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I'll listen to everybody else. It doesn't work.
It might not work.
But how would you feel if it was you and you're listening to other people?
No, I get what you're saying.
But he's just listening to other people. That's like you going on social media and people saying bad things about you, and you go, oh, all right, I better change. I better not be too honest. I better be thin. And that's what you do.
It's went too far. Because he's been that stubborn now for a period of time, he can't be seen to be changing now because he's stuck to his principles. I think if you go back through and you speak about elite managers for a number of years now, one thing that always jumped out was their adaptability. They could change in-game. I don't see this. And I think sometimes when you just keep doing the exact same thing, I can totally understand if you're looking and saying, I've got the players that can play this formation, but it's not the case. I mean, Luke Shaw has never been a left-sided in a 3. It just can't. He's more of an attacking threat when he's fit. He's more of an attacking threat down that left-hand side, but it is just square pegs and round holes for Manchester United. And for me, there's only going to be one outcome because there is no way. I think when you listen to Ruben Amorim, I mean, I thought it would have worked when you look back at what he would have done, but the reality is it's a huge step up from Portugal to the English Premier League, the step up from Sporting Lisbon to Manchester United. I think he's a very, very good speaker, very good communicator, He's as honest as the day's long when you listen to him. Maybe that's what a lot of Manchester United fans wanted, because that's what they got under Sir Alex Ferguson. When it wasn't good, he would come out and lambast him. He would have a go. But the reality is, this ain't going to work. This is never going to get fixed now.
And so 19th of October is the next international break. And after that, their first game on the 19th of October it's Liverpool away. Do you think he makes it that far?
Oof, that's tough, isn't it? It can't keep going on as it's going on. I think you just look at the fixtures there. Obviously, the game against Chelsea, that's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But like Boydie said, the best managers, they adapt, they evolve. You know, you look at Pep Guardiola, one of the best managers in the world, and he's quite happy at times to just go long if he needs to. He's quite happy to sit back. He's quite happy to play through the thirds. He can do different things. He can adapt. Sometimes we look at the team sheet with Manchester City and you go, I've no idea where they're going to play, because he can do that on a regular basis, whereas he is just, that is his principles, that is his way, and he will stick to that no matter what. And they obviously recruited in those attacking areas, and you thought, well, yeah, they needed to bring in more goals and more creativity. But I still think that midfield area is lacking. Every time I watch Manchester United, they're overrunning midfield and they don't have that real sort of athletic midfielder. Like Clinton was saying, you know, you're playing Bruno Fernandes in the holding midfield role. I get you want to get him on the ball and be creative, but at times he gets caught so much from a defensive perspective. So it's about getting the best out of your players.
Yeah, but the other thing is, well, when you listen to the rubbish that came out during the week, we're OK in between box to box.
Yeah.
Well, games are won in between, in the box and out the box.
Kind of missing out quite a big.
Yeah, but I mean, that's where they're won and lost. Games of football.
That was
you know, it's just like,
worrying,
I mean, what is it you're trying to say?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. As I said, for me, looking at it right now, Manchester United, I mean, got enough problems with the club up the road, more or less the exact same.
we may come on to that.
We'll come on to that later. But I mean, it's the same type. When you go back to the 90s and both teams were dominant in the leagues, you look at it right now, and you know, it's difficult to build a case for either club to start winning again on a regular basis. I mean, Manchester United fans are obviously. They've went from winning nearly every year to it's not happening as well now. But what's rubbing in even more, Liverpool started winning again. Manchester City have always won. And you feel as if you could see, if Ruben Amorim was starting to get improvement, you could say, right, let's stick by him because there is improvement. We can't keep changing managers. But there's no improvement. And that table there, since he comes in, just sums that up. There is no improvement. There's been an absolute fortune spent again. And when does it stop?
Yeah, and I mean, he's still yet to name the same side for back-to-back Premier League games. They've had the most shots in the Premier League, but only scored with 5.7% of those. They've never won back-to-back Premier League games under Ruben Amorim. And coming back to Bruno Fernandes, Merce, you look at that game against Man City last weekend. He had no touches in the opposition box. Patrick Dorgu has 12. If ever you wanted an indication that system just ain't working, and it's not working for Bruno Fernandes, that's it.
It hasn't been working for a long time with him, an absolute long time. You know, he's a better manager than all us on here, a much better manager, and we can see it. That's the worry. We can see it, but he wants to stick the way he wants to play, and that's the way it is. I have no qualm with that. I just, he got to where he got to by playing his way, and he ain't going to change for people like us sitting and pundits and fans. He got there with the way he wants to play, and he'll go. And when he leaves, if he does, he will be double successful wherever he goes. You watch. He will be successful.
Yeah, but how does he not change it, though, Mers? How can he not see to change it?
You know what? He ain't got any defenders. But the fullbacks are not good enough. The two defenders are not good enough.
Then that's
so
recruitment.
there's your whole back four. He went the other way, as Sue said. He went for goals. He looked at it and thought, we're always going to let in goals. We're not that great at the back. So what I'm going to do, I've got to buy attacking forwards. I've got to buy players.
The problem is,
it's
difficult. You can sit in and nick a game 1-0. Which we've seen with successful managers.
But it's Manchester United.
But that's what I'm saying. But you can.
Man United.
But you can't do it.
Yeah, Man
I'll tell you
United,
what, if you go and speak to Manchester United fans right now, I bet
they might have it for a couple of weeks now, the way it is, but they ain't going to live with that for the rest of their life.
It's easier to build a defensive unit and be able to then go forward. And you say he's done it back to front. He's went and signed strikers, but they ain't going to score 3 and 4 goals every week to win your game.
I mean, there's a massive question mark over recruitment yet again, isn't it?
100%. 100%.
Massive.
I mean, we've said it for long enough. Manchester United have went from... it was a retirement home for a lot of players at the end of their career. It was just bomb, spending a lot of money. Now they've kind of moved away, and I think if you go back, I felt as if there was a lot of players maybe, that hungry for the next step. When you think of the recruitment a couple of seasons ago, that's not been the case this time. It's just, I mean, you look at the defensive unit, and I mean, De Ligt, the Ajax way was to play out from the back. Shaw has never been a left-sided of a three. Euro he was in a back four. It's all disjointed, and you're already under enough pressure at Manchester United to win games of football. They're not helping themselves.
Do you know who's important? So I know we need to move on. You know?
Yeah, we do.
That formation.
So this better be good.
Yeah, do you know what's important in that formation? The wing-backs. Because I tell you now, Palace play that brilliantly. And they have Muñoz and Mitchell, and Muñoz creates loads of chances. So it's their recruitment. We can move on now, Si. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Not just a director, pundit,
producer,
and almost a presenter as well. You're not going to be a producer,
nah,
that is
no
for
chance.
sure. Right, we're done. We're done. We're done on Manchester United. See you for more same time next week.